Winding down the night in Charlotte, the fourth and final game of quarterfinal Thursday at the ACC. The high seeds are 3 for 3. We've had 3 competitive games, and now we get to the one that on paper should be the most competitive. The 5-4 matchup as Clemson takes aim at North Carolina. The Tigers opened up their tournament last night with a victory over Wake Forest. Now, Clemson and North Carolina are ready to go. Carter Welling tore his ACL yesterday for Clemson. He won't play. North Carolina, of course, as you know, without Caleb Wilson. Seth Eaves with you here. Delighted to thank you so much for being with us. This should be an interesting matchup here. The Tigers and the Heels for a spot in the semis against top dog Duke. We are underway with the final game of the night in Charlotte, and it's Clemson on the board for under with it. Tigers now on the move. These are two teams that have had plenty of meetings of the ACC Tournament in the past, blocked by Henry Vasar, but it came back to Clemson, and it's they who get the first points of the night. Hunter inside. Trimble, Dixon, Bogavat, Stevenson, Vasar. That's your starting 5 for Clemson, or for North Carolina. Vasar. Little hook shot, good for the Arizona transfer. So, book 2 for Henry Vasar. And it's 2-2. Ace Buckner, Butta Johnson, Dylan Hunter, R.J. Governor, and Jake Wallen, who scored the basket. That's the starting 5. At the other end, good work there inside by Godfrey. And Clemson has a 4-2 lead, just like that. North Carolina now with the basketball. Tar Heels go. Bogavat's inside. Stevenson had it briefly, and then he turned it over into Dylan Hunter, and then another one. Brad Brownell looking on. Veteran of many ACC tournaments. Hubert Davis likewise. The two brain trust tonight. 315 wins at Clemson for Brownell, his 16th season at Tiger Town. The 315 wins, the most in Tiger history. North Carolina has it going right to left in the white uniforms with the light blue trim. Clemson orange jerseys with the white trim. They'll be going left to right. Stevenson a 3. It's no good. The tip didn't go either, but there is a foul against Clemson. Clemson, North Carolina, of course, they've met plenty of times in the ACC tournament. They met in the championship game at the Spectrum Center in 2008. North Carolina won that one. And, of course, we mentioned Ace Buckner. His father is Greg Buckner, who had one of the great moments in Clemson basketball history, at least at this tournament, almost 30 years ago to the day, 1996, when Greg Buckner scored the winning dunk in a quarterfinal upset against North Carolina. And that got Clemson into the semifinals of that tournament and nailed down an NCAA tournament bid. There's no such bubble concern with Clemson this year, but they would like another win over North Carolina in the semis, or in the quarters. So 4-2 lead for Clemson. Seth Trimble at the free throw line. Trimble, a 68% free throw shooter on the year, and he misses on the first. From Menomonee Falls, Wisconsin, same hometown as NASCAR driver Josh Bilicki. Josh Bilicki. The AI people seem to think he has a thing for Sargento. Second free throw is good by Trimble. And it's a 4-3 game. He owns a Ben & Jerry's ice cream shop, by the way, on Franklin Street in Chapel Hill. That's an interesting development. Again, you just never know what you're going to get on these broadcasts from yours truly. Here's Godfrey, the leading scorer. Now Buckner with it. Buckner in the lane. Buckner step back from 13. Nothing but net for Ace Buckner. Ace Buckner scores to make it 6-3 Clemson. A stoppage here at 18:03 to play in the 18:03 to play in the first half. Oh, hey, hi, Mr. Tiger. Mr. Tiger, the Clemson mascot, took a little peek at the camera there. Here's North Carolina now with Bogovich, Vasar, Stevenson. Now Derek Dixon on a drive. Dixon for the right block. That's good. Derek Dixon with 2. Six to 5 Clemson. These two teams just recently met. Towards the end of the regular season, these two teams just met on March the 3rd. UNC won 67-63 in Chapel Hill. Dixon's floater, nearly a wedgie. It did die down, though, off the rim, and it's chased down by Dixon for North Carolina. 6-5 the Clemson lead. Bogovich now works with it. He'll drive. Missed inside. The tip, though, in by Vasar. North Carolina now leads by a score of 7-6, and they nearly turn it over. Well, he did. Is a turnover. Ace Buckner was not tipped, and it's going to be over and back. Oh my God, my fingers are stupid. Why do I keep doing this? So here's Dixon for North Carolina. Lob to Vasar. Something's going on with the clock. It's stuck at 16:47. Trimble scores, and now the referees call a traveling violation. They're going to need to reset this clock. We have it at 16:44 because of everything else. 16:47 was the time, but there had to be at least 5 or 6 seconds that came off the clock after it was 16:47. Yeah, not really sure what that's all about. So they are looking at the clock. Just underway, 4th and final quarterfinal tonight in the ACC Tournament. North Carolina, the second most ACC Tournament titles all time, behind only Duke. They will meet in the semis if they win this game. We're still trying to figure out this clock issue here. North Carolina, by the way, 15-1 all time in the ACC Tournament against Clemson. That 96 game we just mentioned, the only loss. And all time, North Carolina has a dominating record in this series, 137 wins. Clemson with just 25. And remember, Clemson, they did not win in Chapel Hill until 2020. The last ACC Tournament meeting between the two was 2011. 92-87, Carolina in overtime. 40 points for Harrison Barnes in that game. They have reset the clock. It is now at 16:35. By the way, 18 ACC championships, 36 times they've been in the final. They have 110 wins versus just 53 losses. Charlotte hosting it for the 15th time. 5 of North Carolina's 18 titles have come in Charlotte. 68, 69, 91, 94, and then 08. Bert Smith, Bill Covington, Tony Henderson are officials tonight, and play now finally resumes after the clock malfunction. Godfrey to Ephraim Johnson. Ephraim Johnson's going to take the shot, and his long 2 is no good. Rebounded by Trimble. Bit of a stumble. Trimble, though, gets himself back up off the ground. Trimble now over to Vasar. Vasar now to Bogovich. Now over to Dixon. Vasar. And up ahead, and a break, and a breakaway, and a put in for Clemson as Buckner gives the Tigers the lead. Buckner averaging 8 points and 3 rebounds a game this season. Trimble for 3, got it. Seth Trimble, that's actually Dixon, I'm sorry, with a 3. Derek Dixon with a triple. And North Carolina now with a 2-point lead. Buckner now over to Godfrey. Back to Buckner. Driving layup, no good. Rebound UNC Trimble. Trimble on the right side. Trimble knifes in, scores. Trimble, of course, his highlight came in that first game against Duke in the regular season when he hit the game winner at the buzzer. 14 points a game Trimble averages this season. Third leading scorer on the team. At the other end, 3 way off the mark by Clemson. Stevenson missing the 3. Now here is North Carolina. It wasn't Stevenson with the 3. It was Stevenson getting off the missed 3, so I meant to say. Bogovac's now with it. 14:43 to play in this opening half. On the right wing, 12 to shoot. Finds Vasar, top of the key. Vasar now flips it back to Trimble. 7 to shoot. Trimble nearly had it stripped. 4 to shoot. Trimble better do something. He gives to Vasar 1 to shoot. Turn around. Good to beat the shot clock for Henry Vasar. And North Carolina's on a 7-0 run, and they lead it by 6. Buckner. Curling to Porter. Porter now trying to flip around left block. Godfrey. Bounce pass. Porter, 3. Got it. Justin Porter with the 3 to stop some of the bleeding. Porter's a 37% field goal shooter. He averages 10 points a game. Vasar right wing. Now drives on the baseline. Ball tipped around, and it's picked up by Wallen of Clemson. Wallen now on the move. Wallen spins, turns, gets hit, foul. And we'll get our first media stoppage with 13:38 to go. North Carolina 14, Clemson 11. Final quarterfinal tonight underway in Charlotte at the ACC Tournament. 14-11 North Carolina, 13:38 to go in the first half. Reminder, our ACC Tournament coverage continues here on the channel tomorrow night with semifinal action. Starts at 7, Virginia and Miami. Then the second game, the winner of this one against Duke. Jim Phillips in the house, the commissioner of the Atlantic Coast Conference. So free throws for Clemson here as we come out of the under 16 break with Jake Wallen, who is a 70% free throw shooter, and first one rattles in. That was only the 31st time, though, he's been to the line this year. Second free throw coming up. Junior out of Provo, Utah, who started 23 games for the Runnin' Utes last season. Second free throw is no good, and it remains a 2-point game. 2-point game. Here's Stevenson, the Alabama transfer on the left wing, and he splashes one in. Jaron Stevenson with the triple, and the North Carolina lead is now at 5. Hunter now gives it to Davidson. Now back over to Porter. Porter, a step back three. Rims out, no good. Rebound, Stevenson with it for North Carolina. Now it's Dixon. Dixon now gives it to Zayden High. High on the right block. Down back to Dixon. Dixon looks for the pass, flips it to Trimble. Now Stevenson straight away. Too strong on his three. Rebounded by Clemson and Dylan Hunter. 5-point lead. Hunter, pull up right side, good. Dylan Hunter with the basket, and Clemson back to within a 3 spot. Here's Trimble now on the left wing. Now he meanders right. Gives it back to High. High now to Stevenson. Stevenson, top of the key now, meanders to the left. Gives it to Trimble. Trimble with 12 to shoot. Trimble skips away. Trimble into the paint and draws contact. And a foul called. Seth Trimble on the year for North Carolina. You just mentioned earlier, out of Menomonee Falls, Wisconsin. Hubert Davis won this tournament as a player in 1991 with North Carolina. Still has yet to win as a coach, though. Stevenson. Jonathan Powell's three isn't good. Rebounded by Chase Thompson, and then immediately a foul. So Clemson with the basketball now after the violation. We're at the 12-minute mark of the first half in this game. Davidson now to Porter. Porter back to Davidson. Davidson now back over to Porter. Porter, top of the key. Porter drives in the lane. Porter from about 5 in the lane, no. Rebound is in, but there was a foul before that, and the under 12 timeout now kicks. 11:50 to play first half. You see the score, 17-14. The Tar Heels on top of the Tigers in this ACC quarterfinal. 17-14, North Carolina, 11:50 to play first half. Of course, college basketball continuing all weekend long here on the network. Tomorrow night, we mentioned we'll have the 2 ACC semis, 2 more games for you on Saturday. We'll have the ACC Championship, then the Big West Championship, and then Sunday, the Big Ten Championship. Justin Porter at the line for Clemson. First free throw good. 78% free throw shooter. Third leading scorer on this team out of Houston, Texas. Was an All-Conference USA second-team performer last year at Middle Tennessee State. Second free throw also good. It is 17-16. 45 to play first half. Here is Trimble for Clemson. Or for North Carolina, excuse me. Here's the bounce pass. Stevenson. Help side came, but the foul is called. It's Stevenson. I think that was in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line. A 75% free throw shooter. Again, transfer from Alabama, Jared Stevenson. He's from Chapel Hill originally. Attended Seaforth High School in Pittsburgh, North Carolina. His father was a member of the South Korean national team, Jared Stevenson. His mother played under Sylvia Hatchell on the women's team at North Carolina. First free throw good. His dad and uncle are both inductees into the Richmond Athletic Hall of Fame. So 2-point game here. Now the second free throw coming here for North Carolina. Stevenson makes it. 3-point lead for UNC. 11:34 to play in the first half. So Clemson to inbound here, down by 3. Dylan Hunter now with it here for the Tigers. 19-16, 11:27 to play. Still in the first half. Leaning inside and scoring it, R.J. Godfrey. (19-18, 11:02 to play first. Now here's North Carolina with Trimble. Seth Trimble with the basketball. Now Trimble. Kicking it outside. Vasar saves. Flips it to Trimble. 4 to shoot for UNC. Trimble, desperation 3. That's an air ball. Carolina turns it over. 10:48 to go first half. 1-point lead for North Carolina. Top-seeded Duke awaits in the semis tomorrow night. We've got NHL action for you this weekend as Ducks and the Canadians meet up, Anaheim and Montreal. And then we'll have action from racing. IndyCar's in action this weekend on Sunday at Arlington, the new course there. And NASCAR stays west as they head to Las Vegas. 19-18 North Carolina. Here's Vasar now back to Bogovic. Bogovic now over to Vasar. Vasar now over to Powell. Powell on a take. No good, but another foul. On Clemson, the 15th foul, and Jonathan Powell. Just a 50% free throw shooter who averages 5 points a game, will go to the line. Former West Virginia Mountaineer, a sophomore out of Centerville, Ohio, is Jonathan Powell. Started the last 23 games last year for West Virginia. First free throw is a brick off the heel. Mr. Tiger, the Dance Girls and Band of Clemson, most appreciative. Second free throw. In and out. Missed them both. Rebound Clemson. Davidson has it. Now it's Hunter for the Tigers. Now over to Godfrey. Godfrey. Now goes over to Hunter. Hunter. Now Godfrey. Godfrey knifing inside. It's no good. Rebound UNC and Zayden High. Here's North Carolina. High and Evans with the basketball. Now back to High. High top of the key. High now gives it up Basar thought about the three, gives it up to Evans. Now Powell, left corner three. That went off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Clemson and Dallas Thomas. Halfway through this first half, 19-18, North Carolina leads. Porter for Clemson drives and is fouled in the process. North Carolina and Clemson meeting here in the ACC Tournament. As we mentioned, it's been 15 years since it last happened. 16 previous times, 15 times North Carolina has won, as Porter misses the first. As we mentioned, the lone Clemson win, 1996 in the quarters. They met for a championship game in Charlotte, the very building where this game is being played at, 2008. Tyler Hansbrough and co. took the crown. Clemson's never won the ACC tournament. That's as close as they got. Porter makes the second free throw. Game is tied at 19. Evans for the Tigers now gives it over to Bogovac. Bogavac's left wing with 17 to shoot. Now tries to move it in the lane. Lob inside to High, and High scores. 2 for Zayden High, and North Carolina goes back at front. 9:15 to play in the first half. Here is Buckner. Now Godfrey. Now back over to Justin Porter. Porter kicks it back out. Godfrey straight away three is in and out. Rebound gathered in by Vasar. Now it's Evans for North Carolina. Evans for three. That one's too strong. Off the heel, the rebound by Clemson and Godfrey. Tigers now on the run. This is Ephraim Johnson with it. He'll give it to Godfrey. Godfrey, Davidson for three. It goes down. Nick Davidson puts one in, and Clemson takes the lead by one. Vasar for North Carolina. Vasar now over to Evans. Evans back to High. Now Evans on the right wing. Evans trying to move. Now gets it into the lane. Cross court Young. Extra pass. Bogavac's three. That's a bit too strong. Rebound skied out of the air by Porter for Clemson. Porter with the basketball. 8:06 to play first half. 22-21 the lead for Clemson. Here's Godfrey. Spinning into the lane. Blocked by Vasar. And then it was blocked off of Godfrey. And it's going to go back to North Carolina when we come back. 7:57 to go first half. Clemson 22, North Carolina 21 at the ACC Tournament. A lot of conference tournaments going on around the country. We'll get you caught up at halftime. Oklahoma, boy, they are off to a hot start against Texas A&M. Sooners desperately need that one in the SEC, a team that has stood to benefit from all the bubble chaos in the last few days. And Hubert Davis, no bubble chaos here, but Hubert Davis was lighting into his team, giving him a version of chaos. North Carolina's made just one of their last 7 from the floor, and they're down 2 because of it. Stevenson thought about the 3, then pulled back. This is Vasar, the left block. Vasar, a little turnaround, no good, but he gets fouled. And so free throws for Henry Vasar coming up. 61% free throw shooter from Tallinn, Estonia. Product of the Real Madrid Youth Academy, transferred from Arizona. He played 3 seasons for Tommy Lloyd's team. His mom played professional table tennis as Vasar makes the first. Second free throw for Vasar. This to put North Carolina back in front, and he cannot connect on it. Rebound Clemson. Davidson has it. Now it's Porter crossing the midcourt stripe. Gives it to Buckner. Now over to Davidson. Davidson, he's going to take a 3. Why not? Oh! Nicely done, Nick Davidson. And Clemson goes back in front. And then a turnover by the Tigers. Up ahead, Wallen lays it in. A quick 5 points for the Tigers. 8-1 Clemson run. Dixon. Now it's Young. Vasar. Inside. Oh, great pass to find the cutting Stevenson, but it's no good. Rebound Clemson Davidson. Now over to Dylan Hunter. Hunter on the right block. Hunter now dribbles it with the left hand. Meanders now right wing. Hunter kicks it back out. Straightaway 3 is too strong from Johnson. And it's Vasar with a rebound for North Carolina. They've made just one of their last 8 field goals now. Dixon. Bogovac now. Stevenson only got hit from behind and falls down. Looked like there was a bit of a tangling going on there, and Jared Stevenson went down. So 27-22, Clemson on top as Stevenson misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Clemson the other way. 6:11 to play, first half. Hunter. Now it's Johnson. Johnson top of the key. Johnson free throw line. Jump shot good. Ephraim Johnson hits, and Clemson goes up by 7. Does North Carolina have an answer? Dixon. Bats now off the curl. 17 to shoot. On the right wing. Now feeds it to Stevenson. Stevenson drives in the lane. Stevenson off the glass. Missed it. Rebound Clemson Davidson. Tigers now on the run. Hunter. Hunter into the lane. Kick out. Johnson drives. Johnson no good. Rebound North Carolina Vasar. Our Heels running with Trimble. Just one of the last 9 field goals. Make it 1 out of 10. Trimble missed the layup. And then a foul committed as Clemson was getting the rebound. North Carolina just cannot find anything right now. 29-22, the Clemson lead as we near the 5-minute mark of the first half. Buckner now moves right side. Buckner finds the trailing Hunter. Now it's Davidson with it. Hunter, 10 to shoot. Dylan Hunter pulls up from 15. Good. Dylan Hunter buries the mid-range shot. A 12-1 Clemson run, and their lead is 9. Stevenson, a little hook shot, good for Jared Stevenson, and Clemson now up by 7. .426 to play. Here's a three from the left wing. That one a little bit short. But the offensive rebound, Godfrey. Tigers pull out for a fresh 20. Hunter with it now, gives it to Buckner. Buckner into the paint, kicks out. Godfrey for 3. Off the heel, no. Bogovac's the rebound as we approach the 4-minute mark of this first half. North Carolina with the ball down by 7. They have made just one of their last 10 from the floor. Or one of their last 11. Trimble. Vasar thought about it briefly. Now gives it to Bogovac. 11 to shoot. Bogovac for 3. That won't drop. Rebound Vasar. Saves it. Traveling call on Vasar. And will go the other way. 3:40 to play first half. And Clemson is up by 7 in Charlotte. Coming up at halftime, all the scores from a busy day in men's and women's college basketball. There was one ticket to the women's tournament handed out. We'll tell you all about that as we go rapid fire at halftime. Rapid fire-ish. Clemson up 7, 3:40 to play. First half of this quarterfinal. They lead North Carolina. ACC Tournament, the last 8. About to be the last 4. We are getting to the finish line of this day in Charlotte. A day that started with a good win by, well, I don't want to tell you. I'm going to tease you because we're going to read all the scores at halftime. Of course, if you've been with us all day, you know who won. And if you have been, we appreciate you. Dylan Hunter. Now Godfrey. And a foul inside. So the Vats will come out, and coming in will be Jaden Young. 3:21 to play first half. Clemson has it with Davidson. Davidson now goes back to Hunter. I find Godfrey. Now over to Davidson. I tell you what, this Clemson team is just, they have found their way so far. Lob inside. Davidson turns it over. Out of bounds it goes. And back to North Carolina. Here is Vasar. Vasar, a little hook shot, no good. But then the rebound, on the rebound attempt, it hit the hand of Hunter. So it goes back to North Carolina. I shouldn't say back. It's going to stay within Trimble. Here is Seth Trimble with the end of shoot. Vasar's floater rattles in. Good job by Vasar as he got it to rattle in. And North Carolina within 5. 2.5 to play in the first half. Hunter with the ball for Clemson. Hunter with the basketball. Drives. Porter rattled in and out. Rebound North Carolina Dixon. Crossing the midcourt stripe. Now over to Vasar. Vasar kicked out. Trimble thought about the left corner. Thought better of it. Trimble with 16. Here's a kick out. Straightaway 3. Stevenson got it. Boy, they needed that to fall. And Jaron Stevenson hits that 3. And North Carolina has suddenly gone on a 7-0 run. And Clemson wants to talk about it. Brad Brownell calls the timeout. And the North Carolina crowd and a lot of light blue in the stands, as you would imagine, in Charlotte. They suddenly now have something to be excited about. 2-point lead for Clemson in the ACC Tournament. Last quarterfinal of the day. Jared Stevenson with a 3 for North Carolina. So 31-29 Clemson. Here's the Clemson inbounds pass. Tigers working with it. Godfrey can't answer it. Straightaway 3. That's good. Nick Davidson drills the straightaway 3. He's got 6 points. Trimble. Vasar on the rebound, no good, but Vasar the tip in. Clemson moving the basketball well. Extra pass. Porter straight away. Justin Porter with the triple. And Clemson's lead is now at 6. Dixon for North Carolina. Stevenson. 18 on the timer. Stevenson. And deflected. It went through Vasar. Deflected by a Clemson shirt on the way out. And he'll stay with North Carolina. 16 on the timer. North Carolina with it. Stevenson. Now to Trimble. 8 to shoot. Trimble loses the basketball. Out of bounds. His last touch by Clemson. So North Carolina keeps it, but 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Dixon, wild 3. A little contact, but no foul. Clemson now can hold for the last shot. Seven to shoot. Hunter. Well, he about stepped back court. His heel just about clicked back court. I think the foul was on Trimble. 5 seconds left. First free throw, good by Hunter. Second free throw, good, and the Clemson lead is at 8. Five seconds left, and pass caught, and what kind of player goes towards the sideline? And a bit of a rough tumble for Trimble there. Now, what are they going to call? Are they going to call a foul on Clemson, or are they going to call North Carolina for where it's going to be Clemson ball? What we have here, Vasar threw a bullet, and Trimble, there was no real kind of takes a tumble to the scorer's table. That was just a one-on-one. So it's Clemson ball. Hunter to inbound, 4 seconds. 3 seconds left. Johnson with one. Johnson layup is no good. No rebound, North Carolina with Dixon. And that'll be halftime in Charlotte. And an impressive first half showing by the Clemson Tigers. And they'll go into the locker room with an 8-point halftime lead against North Carolina. We'll pause. When we come back, the halftime score flash. Buckle up, everybody. A lot to get to. 39-31 Clemson the score after 20 minutes at the ACC Tournament. The winner to the semifinals tomorrow. Seth Eaves back with you here. Let's get you caught up on what's happening. Let's go full-on scoreboard. We're going to try to not go too long-winded. We're not going to tell you, per se, unless it's a semifinal game on a men's we're not going to tell you who is playing the final we did in the last round. We're just going to go straight scores. Let's start here in the ACC. This is the final game of the day. Clemson over to North Carolina at the half. Earlier today, Virginia, the number 10 team of the country, 81. North Carolina State, 74. Miami, wild win over Louisville, 78-70. I guess we might probably tell you who plays in these very clearly. It'll be Virginia and Miami tomorrow. The winner of this game plays Duke, who survived an almighty scare. Isaiah Evans' 32 points was a big difference. Duke was down 1 at the half. Florida State had a chance to win. It didn't fall. Duke survives 80-79. Duke gets the winner of the game that you're enjoying right now between Clemson and North Carolina. In the Big 12, the final quarterfinal of the night is underway. Late first half, TCU and Kansas tied at 31. Earlier today, number 2 Arizona. Boy, did they look good. 81-59. They blew UCF out in that game. Houston's into the semis as well. They overcame 26 from BYU's A.J. Dabansa. The Cougars win their 27th of the year, 73-66. And number 7 Iowa State blew out 16th ranked Texas Tech, 75-53. Cyclones and Arizona tomorrow. That will be a good one. I guess I could consider confirmed. Big 10, 3 of the 4 Big 10 games are in the books. The final game is underway. 4:38 to play in Chicago. It's UCLA leading Rutgers 61-50. Earlier tonight, 18th ranked Purdue beat Northwestern. Final in that ball game, Boilermakers 81, Wildcats 68. Number 23 Wisconsin survived the late rally from Washington. 85-82 win to the Badgers. Ohio State won the first game of the day, outlasting Iowa 72-69. Ohio State gets Michigan tomorrow. Wisconsin, Illinois, Purdue plays Nebraska. At the SEC Tournament, Oklahoma, a team that's on the bubble. Boy, are they picking the right time to start winning games and making a case. They lead by 22 at the half in Nashville against Texas A&M. 49-27 is the Oklahoma lead in that game. Earlier today, big bubble game as number 25 Tennessee beat Auburn 72-62. Nate Ament came back. He scored 27. Big Orange will play Vandy in the quarters tomorrow. Kentucky 78, Missouri 72. Cats get top seed Florida. And how about Ole Miss? They upset Texas last night, and Chris Beard is at it again. They beat Georgia tonight, 76-72. Rebs will play Alabama in the quarters tomorrow. Big East tournament, Big East quarterfinals. Georgetown trying to pull a surprise. They lead Villanova at the half, 35-31. Earlier today, number 6 UConn bounced back to beat Xavier 93-68. Bouncing back, of course, from their loss to Marquette in the season finale. The top seed in that tournament is 13th ranked St. John's. Zuby Ejiofor, Bryce Hopkins had big days. Johnny's beat the Friars 85-72. And it was Seton Hall securing a 72-61 victory against Creighton. So St. John's and Seton Hall, the one confirmed semifinal. The story of the day, without question, though, was in the MAC. Number 20, Miami of Ohio, suffers its first loss of the season, a quad 4 loss at that to 8th-seeded UMass in the MAC quarters, 87-83. That one loss is a quad 4 loss. Will Miami get in? Is the MAC going to be a bid thief? Will the MAC have 2 for the first time since 99? You would not believe the ramifications that could potentially come out of Miami's loss to Massachusetts today. Elsewhere in the MAC, Toledo beat Bowling Green 77-76. It was Akron 73, Buffalo 70, and Kent State beat Ohio 86-75. So it's UMass Toledo, and then it's the Akron-Kent State rivalry being renewed. A10 tournament continued today in Pittsburgh. George Washington knocked off Fordham 66-62. St. Bonaventure gives Mark Schmidt one more game. They defeat George Mason 63-67. Duquesne downs Rhode Island 67-61. And Davidson held off Loyola Chicago in overtime 64-59 was the final there. Quarterfinals of the Mountain West. The third quarterfinal of the day is what's in progress. 10:48 to go. Bubble team San Diego State leads Colorado State 53-40. Another bubble team plays late night tonight. That's New Mexico. They'll take on San Jose State. In the two early quarterfinals, it was Utah State 80, UNLV 60, and Nevada 84, Grand Canyon 80. So Nevada-Utah State is the one confirmed semifinal. At the American Tournament in Birmingham, Charlotte won the first of the two night games, beating Tulane 74-60. The second game is at the half. North Texas leads FAU 34-30. Conference USA quarterfinals, 15:56 to go. It's Kennesaw State 57, Western Kentucky 48. Earlier today, Louisiana Tech notched an 80-69 win over Middle Tennessee. At the WAC tournament today, the first of the two WAC games going on, 90 seconds to play. It's UT Arlington leading Southern Utah 61-54. Later tonight, it's Abilene Christian against Utah Tech in that one. That's the WAC. Big West tournament continuing on, getting going tonight in Nevada. 3:57 to go. Good one here. Cal State Northridge 67. UC San Diego 61. Will you stop, you stupid mouse? Later tonight, UC Davis will take on Cal State Fullerton. Again, Big West Championship game Saturday night here on the channel. In the MEAC, 10-21, South Carolina State is off to the semifinals. They beat Norfolk State 88-82. Also, 11 in progress, 11 minutes and 31 seconds to play. North Carolina Central leads Maryland Eastern Shore 54-52. At the SWAC tournament today, two games, both are in the books. In overtime, Alabama A&M over Texas Southern 85-74. And Southern got to 500 on the year and advanced to the semis with an 84-81 win over Arkansas Pine Bluff. Women's college basketball, the latest bid to the women's tournament was handed out earlier today in the Southland Conference. Stephen F. Austin, the Lady Jacks are dancing again. They beat McNeese 71-59 to take the Southlands auto bid. Again, these are all women's scores now. American women's quarterfinals. It was North Texas 76, Tulsa 73, and UTSA over South Florida 62-51. Conference USA women's tournament. Liberty beat Sam Houston 89-57. And final as well, Missouri State 69, Middle Tennessee 66. Missouri Valley Conference, two games already today, two finals already today. Indiana State 81, Southern Illinois 69, Evansville 76, UIC 71. The third game is at halftime. Drake leads 0-31 Valparaiso 43-27. Patriot League women's final is set. It'll be Holy Cross and Lehigh. It'll be Lehigh at Holy Cross. Holy Cross held serve at home by beating Army 61-55. And unfortunately, Navy's women had the same fate as the men did. Heartbreaking loss at home in the semis. This one to Lehigh, 81-76. So Holy Cross Lehigh will be your Patriot League women's final. In the WAC women's tournament today, Tarleton State beat Utah Valley 60-57. UT Arlington 70-65. They won over Southern Utah. CAA women's tournament. It was William and Mary 61, North Carolina A&T 58, Monmouth 72, UNC Wilmington 61, Hofstra 72, Towson 71, and Elon 67, Hampton 62. Let's see, what other women's tournaments we have. In the SWAC, Southern 64, Jackson State 51, Alabama State over Grambling 56-50. In the MEAC, Coppin State beat North Carolina Central 70-52. and Norfolk State over Morgan State 69-43. Northeast Women's Tournament Championship game is set. It's going to be LIU and FDU. LIU beat Mercyhurst 82-64. FDU beat Lemoyne 71-51. FDU went 18-0 in the conference in the regular season, 29-4 their mark on the year overall, and they are on the verge. Hawaii advanced to the Big West with a 72-61 overtime win over Cal State Fullerton, and UC Davis won over UC Riverside 70-59. And that, I believe, is going to be it for the women's side. I'm just double checking. Nope, we're good. Second half from Charlotte is next. We come out of the break, and North Carolina was a bit of a out of bounds player there. So Clemson now with the basketball. North Carolina with the basketball. Here is Vasar. Now to it was Bogovac for the stop, and then he threw it away. So it's Clemson ball. Tigers lead it by 8 points. Eight-point game. Clemson with it. Kick out, 3 on the way. That is way off the mark. Eight-point Clemson lead. North Carolina missing yet another shot. Ten-point lead for Clemson as they continue to score. 2-point basket there. Now Trimble turned it over. Or almost turned it over. Trimble has it back. Trimble on the left wing. Trimble drives and scores. So it's an 8-point game, 41-33 Clemson. Hunter. Godfrey. Nope. Rebounded by Stevenson. Trimble. Now back to Vasar. Vasar now over to Dixon. Dixon, his three in the corner, is off the mark and no good. Rebound Clemson Hunter. Hunter with the basketball now gives it over to Godfrey. Hunter. Hunter fade away. Good. Boy, Dylan Hunter hitting that fadeaway jump shot, and Clemson's lead is back at 10. Here is Bogovac with it. Another thing to keep in mind here, it's one of those weird, funny, oddity things that I personally like, statistical things that I love. If Clemson wins, then still potentially in play would be just the third ever ACC championship game in which neither team in it would be from the state of North Carolina. Only 2 times has that ever happened. 1990, Virginia, Georgia Tech, and 2021, Georgia Tech, Florida State. Stevenson turned it over. Clemson now can push. Here's Porter for the Tigers. Porter on the move. Porter trying to drive. Now over to Wallen. Wallen. Johnson. 10 to shoot. Davidson down to 7. Now it's North Carolina on the run. Young. And Young's fouled. 16 and a half to play. Young fouled as he was going to the basket. And now we have a coach's challenge for Clemson. Apparently it went off a North Carolina man. And guess what? Or went off. The ruling when it went didn't go the way Clemson wanted it to. I'm talking out of my butt. We'll take a break. 16 and a half minutes to play. 43-33 is the Clemson lead. Brad Brownell does win his challenge, and it stays Clemson ball. Tigers trying to make the ACC semifinals. It's interesting here that Clemson, it's the fourth straight year that they've advanced to this stage of the ACC tournament. They've won 2 games. You put into consideration that no Clemson team prior to that Clemson had never done that prior to this season. Trying to make the semifinals. The last time Clemson were in the semis of the ACC, it was actually last year. Clemson, of course, a semifinal team last year, trying to get back. I don't believe they've ever made back-to-back semifinal appearances. This is Dylan Hunter on the right wing with 5 to shoot. Now gives it to Davidson. 3 to shoot. Davidson 1. Davidson fall away. Good! Nick Davidson adds 2 more, and Clemson now leads by a dozen. Here's Jaden Young. Now Vasar. Vasar back to Dixon. Dixon in the lane, and Dixon scores. Trimble. Wallen now over to Davidson. Hunter now back to Davidson. Into the lane. Davidson fall away. It's no good. Rebounded Vasar. Young. Now Vasar underneath. Stevenson a flush. A one-handed flush. And North Carolina gets back to within 8. Jared Stevenson, 12 points tonight. He averages 8 on the season. An 8-point Clemson lead. Here's Porter on a drive. Porter needing some help. Now gives it up to Johnson. Johnson, step back 3. Money! Ephraim Johnson a triple, and Clemson's up 11. 14:24 left. North Carolina with the ball. Down by 11. Little bump here. This is Stevenson. Now gives it up at the high post to Vasar. Vasar blew the dunk, but got fouled. Again, going to be another great day tomorrow of action. You're going to have quarterfinals in a few conferences and a lot of semifinals. 14:09 to play. Hubert's fired up, but the Heels are still down 11. on back with you here. Henry Vasar just made the first. Second free throw, also good. And it's a 9-point lead. Thirteen 57 left. A little bit of a brief. Okay, now we're back. We got it going here. All right, 48-39 Clemson. Still our score here. Inbound here for the Tigers. Now over to Chase Thompson. Right block. Thompson knifing in, and a foul. First free throw for Clemson is to make it a 10-point. Second free throw by Chase Thompson is good. Thompson only averages 2 points a game, but Clemson up 11 with 13:43 to go. Here's a drive. Young, three. They need it. They do not get it. Oh, and then Clemson fumbles the rebound. Porter fumbled it out of bounds, and it's going to go back or stay with North Carolina. And on the pass, good interior passing, and Trimble with the layup, and it's a 9-point game. Floater, and good inside for Ace Buckner. 11-point game with 13:12 to play. North Carolina inside to Vasar, and they lose it. Turnover. Clemson. Transition three. It is good. Ephraim Johnson. Another three. Butter, they call him. Smooth as butter. And Clemson's up 14. UNC looking for the response. Not there. Rebound Clemson. And Butter Johnson now has it. 12:35 left. Clemson trying to blow this thing open. Buckner. Godfrey. Knifes. Score it. And one for R.J. Godfrey. So Godfrey at the free throw line, and it is good. Clemson now is at 17. 8-0 Clemson run. 17-point lead for the Tigers. Stevenson now over to Bogovats. Bogovats, top of the key. Now Stevenson left wing. Lob Vasar underneath. Nothing there. Vasar, though, gets it back. Reverse layup and one. And a 3-point play opportunity for the big man from Estonia. Henry Vasar getting it done. By the way, we're getting reports apparently tonight that Belmont's Casey Alexander may be on his way to accepting the Kansas State job. Vasar misses the free throw. Rebound, Clemson, now over to Buckner. Under 12 minutes to play. 15-point lead for the Tigers. Here is Butta Johnson. Now gives it up to Chase Thompson. Porter. Porter now on the move on the right wing. Porter now with the basketball. Porter now over to Davidson. Another three. That one's good. Oh, he knocked down another one. His third of the night. Would you have ever believed this? It's Clemson by 18 in Charlotte with nearing 11 minutes to play. Bogovac. Vasar. Powell for three, and they get it to go. As down the jugular goes Jonathan Powell, and it's a 15-point game again. (61-46), 10:56 to play. Thompson, and we get a foul away from the ball. We get a stoppage. 10:56 to go. Clemson wants a crack at Duke. 61-46 in the ACC quarterfinals. They lead North Carolina. 10:56 to play in Charlotte, 61-46. Clemson, the number 5 seed, trying to be the only lower seeded team to win on day one, on quarterfinal day. The one Duke has won. The number 2 seed Virginia has won. The number 3 seed Miami prevailed earlier in the day. Clemson, though, trying to break the spell to 5 against number 4 North Carolina. It's been kind of chalky, really, this ACC tournament, to be quite honest with you. Well, the last 2 days have at least. Drive to the basket for Porter is no good, but a foul. Of course, the first 2 days you had 2 lower-seeded teams win. Pittsburgh beating Stanford, that was 15-12. And then the 13 beat the 12 when Wake Forest knocked off Virginia Tech. But yesterday, Florida State beat Cal in the 8-9 game. Clemson, of course, won. First free throw for Clemson is no good. And then they were a higher seed, and so was NC State. And again today, 3 of the 4 before this have won or higher seeds. But Clemson trying to buck the trend. Second free throw is good. 10:37 to go. The lead at 16 now for the Tigers. Does North Carolina have an answer? Here's a steal. Clemson on the run again with Porter. Missed. And rebound corralled by Vasar. Vasar now up the floor. Vasar. Wrap around. Oh my God, he threw it right to Buckner. Buckner on the right wing. Buckner with 10:08 to go. Buckner now just slowly dribbling it. Hunter, near the halfway point of the second half. That was Vasar's 6th turnover of the night. Here's Hunter. Gives it to Porter, right wing. 10 to shoot. Porter spins. Porter traveled. So we'll go back the other way. So a traveling violation, and Porter frustrated, and Brad Brownell stops him and says, "Whoa, buddy. Don't beat yourself up. Don't get all mad into that. We got a long way to go in this one. We might need you again if they go and they make a run." North Carolina's got to find an answer, though. Stevenson, a 3. Rims out, no good. Jonathan Powell with it. Bogovat's a 3. That one is good. Got it back down to a 13-point game. Trying to get the partisan UNC faithful in the crowd in Charlotte back on their feet. And back involved and invested. Hunter, Davidson. Now it's Buckner. Buckner with 13 to shoot. 11 on the timer. Buckner now gives it to Thompson. Foul away from the ball. North Carolina again, depending on who you believe, looking at a 5 or a 6 in the NCAA tournament. Clemson on that 7 or 8 line. Of course, most of these seeds are just guesses. We won't know the full bracket until Selection Sunday. Now they've changed the clock. 9:07 to play. Clemson up by 13. Here is the inbounds pass is coming. And not sure really what the delay is. Hubert Davis is wondering what the delay is, too. Now the officials are coming over and talking to Brad Brownell and his staff. I should have known unmuting it wasn't going to turning the center wasn't going to get anything. All it was going to do was Corey Alexander rambling. Should have known better than that. Clemson up 13. They have the basketball. 12 to shoot. Godfrey, right block. Godfrey, baseline, reverse layup, missed it. Rebound, Vasar. North Carolina now on the push. Vasar thought about it. Now he will take it, and he will miss. Rebound, Clemson, Buckner. Buckner now driving. 22 on the timer. Buckner, good pass, Godfrey. And Godfrey with a slam. Godfrey rocks the rim to get the lead back to 15. Dixon thought about the three, then kind of pulled back. 13 now for Godfrey. Mid-range jumper is no good. Here's Clemson now with Hunter the rebound, and they'll slowly take it up the floor. Clemson with a 15-point lead. Pull up and missed by Buckner. Rebound Stevenson, and it's fumbled out of bounds. 8:06 to go. North Carolina, of course, no Caleb Wilson. Of course, that's for the rest of the season. He was already missing time due to injury, and then the freak accident in practice the day before the regular season finale against Duke has cost him the season, and perhaps has cost North Carolina, given North Carolina a what-if situation for their fans. Here is Vasar. Bogovats. Vasar. Now back to Bogovats. Bogovats to Vasar. 8 to shoot. Vasar in the lane. In and out. Hunter gets the rebound. Inside of 8 to play. All Tigers in Charlotte. Here is Porter. Now Godfrey. Godfrey now back to Hunter. Hunter for 3. It's no good. Rebound by Vasar. Now it's Trimble in the left wing. Trimble to Vasar. Vasar 3. They need it. They get it. Henry Vasar fires one down the can. And a timeout taken by Clemson, and it's immediate anyway. 7:15 to go. 64-52 Clemson, trying to get to the ACC semifinals. Update from Las Vegas. San Diego State wins 71-62 over Colorado State. Some of the other games that were in progress at halftime that we need to update you on. Georgetown trying to shock Villanova. The Hoyas are up 8. North Texas leads FAU by 10. Oklahoma is now up 20 on A&M. TCU is up 1 on Kansas. UCLA won by 13. Triple-double Donovan Dent. The real story is, after his post-game interview with Andy Katz, Mick Cronin was seen smiling. Cal State Northridge by 10 over UC San Diego. Kennesaw State's up 3 on Western Kentucky. Maryland Eastern Shore and North Carolina Central, they're heading for overtime. Still 3 more games yet to tip off on this crazy day. Abilene Christian and Utah Tech in the WAC quarters. The Big West quarter between UC Davis and Cal State Fullerton. And the Mountain West quarterfinal between San Jose State and New Mexico, which is a major. Can't lose if you're the Lobos. You've been gifted an opportunity, perhaps. Don't waste it. San Jose State, of course, beating Boise State, ending their faint bubble hopes last night. No bubble with this game. Clemson and North Carolina, they're both in the NCAA tournament regardless. Of what happens. Sitting in great work. 14-point lead for Clemson. Butta Johnson averages 6 points a game. Lead now at 10. Bogavants, Vasar inside, and 2 more for Vasar. Good job there by Vasar, back to a dozen. Can North Carolina get a stop, though? That's the question. 20 and 13 for the big man Vasar. Hunter. Porter. Now it's Porter. Porter into the paint. Kicks it back out to Butta Johnson. 6 to shoot. 4 to shoot. Johnson a 3. No. Oh, but catching it was the air ball was Porter, but he couldn't get the layup to go. Dixon for North Carolina. Vasar to Trimble. Trimble with 18 to shoot. Trimble now back over to Bogavants. 13 to shoot for Bogavants. Now over to Trimble. Vasar fouled. He kind of stumbled as well. Hopefully for his sake he's okay. 5:41 left. ACC quarterfinal. It's been another fun tournament, another fun quarterfinal day. We've been with you every step of the way here on quarterfinal Thursday. Of course, Matthew Owens had the call earlier. I was in the studio. JT was chopping it up with us. We introduced him to the fun of the ACC tournament. Matthew, of course, we call him, I'm joking on the mayor of the ACC, but he really is an ACC tournament purist and junkie and diehard. He lives and breathes this thing, and he loves this thing. It's always kind of cool when I get to sit in his seat for at least 1 or 2 games a year at this thing. And it is awesome, and I just hope I'm doing a good enough job. He was with you earlier, and then I, of course, was with you for Duke's game, and now obviously with you here for this final game. As Dixon's 3 doesn't go, another foul down low on Clemson. This will be the 15th foul on Clemson, so still no free throws yet. Now it was the 6th. It's either way, still no free throws for North Carolina. 5:28 left. Here's the inbounds pass for North Carolina. Bogavants on a drive. Missed the layup. Could have cut it to 10, but he come up short of the layup. So now Clemson up the floor, up by 12. This is Porter. Or this is not Porter. Excuse me. Here's Anderson. Why not? Oh! Why not indeed? Nick Davidson. He is a flamethrower. And Clemson's up 15. Foul away from the ball. Be a 1-1 for UNC coming up. "26 bench points for the Clemson Tigers tonight. What a night for Negro. Second free throw good. And North Carolina's deficit is 13. 4:55 left in the game. North Carolina pressing. Clemson trying to break the said press. Clemson's got to get it over half court. They finally do into the hands of Anderson. Now it's Buckner on the right wing. Buckner spins. Buckner. Oh, he missed the layup. How did it not go in? Rimmed out twice. Faysar has it. Here's Trimble on a drive. Scored in one. Seth Trimble with a chance to cut it to 10 at the charity stripe. $11 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists, the total for Trimble. This is the free throw. Rebound, Clemson. And here is Davidson. Davidson now over to Hunter. Now here is Buckner. Buckner on a move. Buckner, step back. Got the roll this time. Ace Buckner adds 2 more to the total. Into the final 4 minutes. Dixon. Vasar for 3. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound, Clemson Thompson. Under 4 minutes to play. Here's Johnson up the floor. Johnson now gives it up to Thompson. Now feeds it back to Hunter. Hunter will take the 16-footer and hit it. Dylan Hunter with a dig on a jumper. And Clemson is now up 15. And time starting to become desperately a factor for North Carolina. Quick layup by Dixon. And a quick timeout, and we'll take it with them. 3:23 remaining in the game. 73-60 Clemson. Are they heading for the semifinals? 3:23 to play. Clemson 73, North Carolina 60. The winner moves on to play Duke in the semifinal tomorrow night. Loser will get ready for the NCAA tournament. Both these teams are going dancing, that is for sure. It was just about pride. It's about seeding, but of course, in this tournament, I'm going to say that other conference tournaments don't have this, but you get to the ACC, you don't have to be in the ACC long to figure out that there's a sense of pride in performing well in this tournament. And the fans, the old guard, the Tobacco Road schools, your Virginias, even your Florida States, Clemsons, who haven't been around as long, don't have a basketball tradition, but they know that, hey, you'd like to perform well in this thing. It is a matter of pride because this has traditionally been a basketball conference. They are good in other sports, but basketball has been the one that has buttered the bread of this conference since its inception over 70 years ago. And a 13-point lead for the Tigers of Clemson University. Ace Buckner dribbling. Buckner on the move with 7. Now gives it back Porter. Or this is Johnson, I'm sorry. Johnson in the paint. Stopped. Blocked by Stevenson. Good block. Vasar for North Carolina under 3 minutes to go. Stevenson now works with it. Trimble. Vasar, right wing 3. Short off the front of the rim. Vasar got it back. And then he dunks it. That's, Mountain, look at the scoreboard there, Henry. You might be wanting to let some frustrations out there, but, you know, now 13, I want to save some for the free throw line. By the way, a new career high in rebounds for Vasar tonight, 16 of them. 1 and 1, and he makes the front end. A good night for Vasar regardless. 6th North Carolina player, by the way, to have 20 points and 15 rebounds in an ACC tournament game. The last one to do it, you have to go back to 1998 when Antoine Jamison did it. He was a great star for North Carolina in that 98 year. He was the National Player of the Year. Here's Clemson to inbound it now. Thompson turns it over. Now North Carolina needs 3s. There's one in transition. Dixon hits it. 7-0 run in the last minute. And UNC has cut it to 8. And Brad Brown now wants to talk about it, saying, let's not throw this away, boys. 8-point Clemson lead with 2:21 left. We're going to keep this here. It's the ACC Tournament, of course, marching up again tomorrow. The ACC, of course, the semifinals, they're not all set yet. The Big 12, we know Iowa State, Arizona is going to be one semi. That TCU Kansas game is a really good one right now. Whoever wins that one will get a crack at Houston tomorrow. Those are the sets of the semifinals. Of course, we know here one semifinal set in the ACC. Virginia, Miami. Duke against the winner of this game and the other. The Big East semifinals looks like it's going to be Georgetown bringing a surprise. And they'll play UConn, Seton Hall against St. John's. Then you have the quarterfinals, the SEC, the Big Ten. Florida takes the SEC stage for the first time. Boy, is that a smoking hot team, the defending champs. They'll play Kentucky. You get a rubber match between Tennessee and Vanderbilt. As Clemson inbounds the ball here. North Carolina double teams. Now it's Thompson with it. Now he'll feed to Hunter. Hunter with 2:10 left. Hunter with the basketball. 8-point game. On the right block. 5 to shoot. Now, Butta Johnson just has to put it up, and he airballed it. 1:50 to go. North Carolina ball. Still hope. To finish what we're talking about. The SEC, you're going to have Ole Miss, the surprise there, play Alabama. And Oklahoma, assuming they hold on, will play Arkansas. Big Ten, you get Ohio State and Michigan. That'll be their third meeting of the year. Let's see, Michigan this tournament. Wisconsin, Illinois, I think could be an interesting game tomorrow. UCLA, Michigan State, and Purdue against Nebraska as well. Pass gets knocked away out of bounds. It'll stay with North Carolina. 22 on the shot clock. 102 seconds left. Stevenson, a three, too strong. Out of bounds. Whose ball is it? Clemson's. Out of bounds off of North Carolina. Trimble can't believe it. Neither can the North Carolina band. World feed replay is coming. You be the judge. Well, it does look like it just, unfortunately, it's an unfortunate bounce off the hands of Bogavats. Is the situation there. Oh, wait a minute. They called a foul. Oh, I thought it was just out of athlete. They called a foul on Clemson, on North Carolina. So Nick Davidson, a 68% free throw shooter, a 1-1, his first trip to the line tonight, and he knocks it down. Davidson, though, it's all about, breaking your past. He's only averaged 9 on the year, 9 points, 15 is the total tonight. He missed the second. Stevenson the rebound. Here comes Trimble. Down 9, 92 seconds, 1 timeout. Right wing Trimble off the curl. It's Dixon. Dixon a three. Banks it in. 2-possession game, a minute 22 left. Dixon with 13. Clemson breaks the press. Thompson. Anderson. Fouled by Vasar. Or are they going to call, wait a minute. Sure, that's not a goaltend. The score graphic says 76. That is not. Now, the scoreboard operator's off a little bit there. That is not they did not call goaltend. They called a foul on Vasar. Or did they count a goaltend? Oh, was it a goaltend and an and one? Okay, now they have reversed it on the screen to 74-68, and then he made the free throw. So it's 75-68 on that free throw by Davidson, and now here is the second. It's good. 8-point game, minute 15. Trimble now jogs up the floor. Right wing he goes. Minute 10. Trimble over to Dixon. Now it's Vasar. Vasar for three. That one's good. Quick timeout by Hubert Davis, this last one. 76-71. North Carolina refusing to go away. So 5-point lead for Clemson. Clemson up by 5. Can North Carolina and get to the semis, or will it be North Carolina? It is a final from MSG. 76-64. Georgetown, the win over Villanova. By the way, it's the first time that the semifinals of the Big East tournament will be between all four teams, and there will be charter Big East members. That has not happened, if you can believe it, since 1994. Clemson inbound. Tigers trying to make the press. In the hands of Butner. Into the final minute. Ooh, nearly a turnover. Clemson, though, breaks it and a good pass. Now into the front court they go. 5-point lead for Clemson. It's in the hands of Dylan Hunter. 11 to shoot. Hunter holds. Down to 8. Hunter to 6. Hunter with 5. Hunter drives. Hunter, no, tapped around. Rebound, Vasar. North Carolina has to go quickly. They don't need the 3 necessarily. Here's Trimble. They have no timeouts. Trimble, path clear. Trimble lays it in. 23 seconds left. It's a 3-point game. But now the attention turns to Stevenson and Dixon, who took each other out in friendly fire. North Carolina, they will not go. They will not go away quietly. Kennesaw State with a 96-87 over Western Kentucky. The Owls move on. To the Conference USA semis. 15-3 run in the last 3 minutes by North Carolina. It seems like just a minute ago this was a 15-point Clemson lead. Stevenson, North Carolina trying to hem him into the corner. You get the foul with 20 seconds left. It's going to be a 1-1, which makes things all the more difficult. Which puts a little bit more pressure on that free throw shooter, you feel. Because in this situation, you had 2 free throws, and you missed the first, like, okay, I'll get another, but boy, this is you missed this one, that the door's open. Dylan Hunter, 77% free throw shooter. He's 2 for 2 with the line tonight. Getting some instructions from the referee. 20 seconds left. And even if he makes just one of these, it would be absolutely massive. 1-1. Front end. Hunter. Lifts. Fires. Nothing but net. Nothing but nylon for Dylan Hunter. Clemson 8 of 10 for the free throw line in the second half. Makes the second as well. 5-point game, 20 seconds. UNC's got to go. Vasar. Trimble. Drives, kick out. Vasar for 3. Got it! Oh, 12 seconds left. It's a 2-point game. And Clemson will take a timeout. North Carolina's not dead yet. Vasar with the big triple. 2-point game. What a performance. What an effort by North Carolina. Who knows if it's actually going to be enough to get them to the finish line. to actually complete it, but they have done a great job. That is for sure. Clemson was up by 18 at one point of the second half as Roy Williams is in the stand. Hard to believe it took until this point of the game for the camera to find him. One possession game, 12.7. Now it is double bonus time, so it's going to be 2 guaranteed free throws. What a career night for Vasar. 28 points, 17 rebounds. North Carolina has got to pressure the inbound. You know they're going to do that. Clemson has a timeout. They run the baseline. Butta Johnson calling for somebody. Gets to Anderson. And then Hunter is fouled from behind by Trimble. Hunter claims he got hit in the head, and from this angle, it looked like it kind of was a hit to the head. So, 2-point game, double bonus. If he makes both of these, Clemson is as good as a winner. But if he misses any of them, the door is still ajar. Hunter has been perfect tonight, and again, 77% on the year. Dylan Hunter, 2 big free throws. First one up, nothing but net. Now the second one to give Clemson a 2-possession lead with 11 seconds left. Dylan Hunter takes a dribble. Takes another dribble. Heads up. Nothing but net. 2-possession game. 10 seconds left. Trimble with 8 seconds. They gotta go. 6. What are they doing here? Dixon, desperation 3. Got it! 2 seconds left. They still have a chance. Clemson's getting it inbounded here. And they'll foul with 2.4. It's Anderson to the line. Or Davidson to the line. Good grief. This is rather wild. .4 seconds. Davidson. In and out. In and out on the first. Remember, North Carolina has no timeout. So that takes the fouling up 3 part of it out. But if he misses this, North Carolina gets the rebound. And they would have to go. And did Brad Brownell just ice his own free throw shooter? Timeout. Well, I guess you have one timeout. You might as well you can't take it with you, so you might as well use it. And you don't want to call it, because if you make the free throw, you wouldn't want to call a timeout and set up your defense then, because you wouldn't want to give North Carolina time to do anything. You want North Carolina in as much panic mode as possible. So I suppose that's what the deal was there. So 2.3 seconds remaining. North Carolina down 1. 2.7. Roy Williams looks on. Nick Davidson, 68% free throw shooter. 3 of 5 at the line tonight. Here's the second. He intentionally missed it. Rebound, 1 second. 3-quarter court shot for the win is way short. And the Clemson Tigers are moving on to the semifinals of the ACC Tournament. And Brad Brownell's bunch will get a crack at #1 Duke tomorrow night. North Carolina fought like all get out to make this a game in the second half. And Stevenson, I think he actually could have taken another dribble. And Brad Brownell, a fist pump and a loud exultation of emotion. It's a big deal. This tournament matters to those who play in it. North Carolina now will drop to 24-8. Clemson goes to 24-9. They'll go for win 25 and a trip to just their second ACC championship game ever tomorrow night. And so the final four of the ACC set: Virginia, Miami early, Clemson, Duke late. Should be a good one. I hope you'll be with us tomorrow for the semifinals of the ACC tournament. Clemson wins it 80-79.